Hi, my name is Professor Charles Moewa. I'm the author of Zambia Struggles of My People. In the last segment, I had briefly spoken about the rise of the new era that began with Mayinza Chona at the helm of the UNIP, United National Independence Party. And then upon the Kaunda coming from prison, Chona handed over the presidency to Kenneth Kaunda. Now, I promise that I'll build on that one. Now, it's important to realize that at this juncture, Kaunda and his friends are now going to take further, not simply a political party, but they will start claiming and needing to start discussing very effectively independence. It would take 4 years after that, and Zambia would become an independent country on October 24th in 1964. Now, it's important in this episode that I recap the fundamentals of what I've discussed for us to start to understand the importance of our independence as a country. We need to put these important facts in place. Zambia's colonialism, the colonization of Zambia, expanded on a period of about 75 years. As I speak to you, Zambia is younger in its independence than it was as a colonized territory. And this is a fundamental point. At this juncture, as I speak to you, we have more experience as a colonized state than as an independent state. Now, this is very important, especially for historians, as well as political and other thinkers, is to start to understand why in Africa sometimes we are indicted based on a very tiny piece of years that we have spent as independent countries. If you take, for example, Canada, where I live, Canada has been independent for many years, many years. Canada became independent in 1867. The United States in 1776. Now, these countries, I mentioned them to show you that independence takes a lot of turns and twists to be fixed. It's not a one-day colossal kind of enterprise. Independence comes with its own problems, and more problems than even colonialism. So Zambia, as we move towards in the journey of independence, it's important to mix our aspirations with a little bit of patience. It's because we are going to encounter several hurdles across the years as we move into this marathon of independence. There will be many casualties. There will be many people that will continue to sacrifice. If you take the example of Canada, after 1867, things did not move very well. There were still squabbles between the English-speaking Canada and the French-speaking Canada. And these things continue up to now. But it was the resilience of men and women in this great country that forged their acumen and put together their resolve into fashioning a country that is now both developed and united to some extent. Now, in the case of Zambia, the same must be said. We are less independent than we were colonized. Now, we need to be patient with ourselves, and we need to make tremendous sacrifices. I've heard stories among many Zambians who complain about every government that comes in power. And there are some who even think that when they take realms of governance, they would change the entire country within 5 years. It's possible, but it takes a lot of sacrifice. Simply sitting in the chair of presidency or political party in power doesn't change a country. History has proven that. There are many sacrifices to be made, many things to be done, hard work to be exhibited. So in this discussion, I want to challenge every Zambian to be patient with independence. We are still in the aprons and the diapers of colonialism. We have more experience as colonized state than we are as an independent state. So everything we are building now is trying to rub off all the compunctions and all the osmotic aspects of our association with colonialism. Zambia can be divided into three important divisions of colonialism. The first one, as I have been speaking, was the company state from 1889 to 1923. John Cecil Rhodes is still very much in Zambia. His company state that drew all those many years, approximately 25, 26 years, did more damage to our economy than you would ever think of the few years we have spent as an independent country. The second phase was the protectorate state. Now, the British government came in to protect what was Northern Rhodesia in 1924. So the British government is now in charge of Northern Rhodesia. They took many years, more years than the company state. The British now start to bring in effectively colonists or settlers, European settlers, white Britons, to come and settle in this land. So from company state being exploited for minerals now to a protectorate state in which Britain literally owned the Northern Rhodesia. The entire black population of that area was literally slaves or servants of whites. So if you thought that in the company state, Zambia was being exploited for its minerals and wealth, now Zambia is being exploited for its humanity. That's the travesty of colonialism. And some people take this absolutely lightly. Colonialism is anathema to the development of any nation, especially of Africa. Colonialism did more damage to now and the future of this continent called Africa and country called Zambia than you ever thought. These settlers, a group of very few tiny settlers, controlled the majority. At its apex, 5 million would control about, a million would control about 12 million people. That's just in the quantum of calibrations. But the numbers were very small, thousands, hundreds perhaps, controlling thousands and millions. And all these thousands and millions are at the disposal of these few. And then there was the federal state, the amalgamation of Nyasaland with the two Rhodesias in 1953, which ran until to 1963. I have talked about the Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland in great details. We'll pick up from here and you start to lay the basis of what this colonialism did to this land before we expand on the activisms of the Kaunda-led generation. Thank you. See you next time.